mid-2001, I discovered the Yahoo chat rooms. I became a big part of that. That became part of my life for many years. Met a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of experiences. Well, before I settled down and met a bunch of friends, I met some woman my first day. Some gorgeous woman, let me tell you. And I saw her on a webcam. She asked me to put mine on. I did, but my computer sucked, so she wanted to go to MSN Messenger. So it took me a long time to install and get it running because my computer was really old, and I didn't know anything about computers. So we finally get it up and running, and she's teasing me and everything. And I've never done this before. This is a total new experience, and I'm embarrassed. So I kind of had an idea where she was going with this, but I chickened out. I'm a chicken, man. But I couldn't stop thinking of her, so the next day, of course, I gravitated towards her. So we went on the messenger. I could see her on her camera. She whips out a toy and starts doing things. And I'm like, holy shit. All I kept thinking was, how the fuck do I get to Newfoundland, you know? So she starts playing. And then she walks over to the camera and she goes, now it's your turn. Let me see you. I was so fucking embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. Really? But in order to get this girl, I gotta play along, right? I mean, she put a loaded gun in my pants. I had no choice, right? It was a do or die situation. So I had a camera that was mounted onto the monitor, like with a glue thing, and it didn't have much mobility. So when I stood up, I forget, all you could see was my chest or whatever, and I couldn't get it any lower. So I had to walk to the back of the fucking end of the room in order for her to see. And she says, that's not good, you're too far, come on honey, you gotta do something else. Alright, so I get a chair. And I stand on the chair. And the chair didn't work. Then I said, what can I do? I got the yellow pages. I put the yellow pages on the floor. Not high enough. I put the white pages on the yellow pages. Still not high enough. And then I saw this other chair that it was a very low chair. I go, this might work. So I get on the chair and it lines up. But this chair had springs, going across. So I couldn't stand on it. I would go right down, So there was only an inch of wood on the edge where the springs went to. And so I had to have my legs spread across, And half of my foot is on the wood, and my other foot is on another half a piece of wood. So I didn't really have good balance at all. She was being provocative and sexy and doing all this crazy shit. And I'm trying to keep up, And the next thing you know, boosh, the chair broke. I went down, I cut my leg, but I bounced back up, And I stood and I was bleeding like a bastard. I had a 2-inch gash in my leg. She was doing, I don't even want to mention what she was doing, but I played along and I finished like a trooper, right? So she sits down, we talk, We're having our cigarette, you know. Or after cyber sex, cigarette. So I reached down and grabbed my sock, and I'm dabbing the blood off my leg. I couldn't believe how much blood it was. It was hurting. And I'm looking at the sock, you know, and she doesn't know what I'm doing. She didn't even know that I fell down and hopped back up because of the lag. I had so much lag on the computer, you know. So I'm wiping the blood, and now my white sock is now red. And I said, what the fuck? And I showed her my sock, and she was like, oh my God, what the heck is that? So I told her that what happened. I told her I fell through the chair and the wood stabbed my leg and I was bleeding. And we were cracking up. And she said, it's about time a man bleeds his first time.